exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to the Ohio State Buckeyes preview show, I guess you could call it, for the Buckeyes versus Penn State tonight, Halloween Eve. I'm going to make this video pretty short. Shorter than normal, I would think, unless I start rambling. That always could happen. But shorter than usual because this game is going to go a little something like this. Let me lay it out for you. Let me just lay it all out for you. See how you like it. So we're gonna get into the game. It's at the shoe. It's gonna be a scarlet night because the Buckeyes are wearing their all red unis. I know a lot of people don't like the uniforms. I personally like them. I don't hate them. They're not my favorite uniforms that the Buckeyes wear. Obviously, my favorite is the classic scarlet and gray. But I don't despise them. I don't think that they should never wear alternate uniforms. I was a fan of the black uniforms they wore, the cannonball helmets. I was a fan of those. I thought they were pretty crispy, pretty clean. So they're going to be wearing the all reds. I think Penn State's coming in all whites. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be a scarlet night in Columbus. The Buckeyes are going to get the ball. They're going to score. Penn State's going to get the ball. They're not going to score. Well, they might score one time because you know how that Buckeye defense always lets up one touchdown in the first quarter. Everybody gets a little worried, a little bit nervous, little turtle head pops out, and then everything calms down after that. So Buckeyes will get the ball again. They'll score again. Penn State will get the ball. They'll not score. Buckeyes get the ball back. They'll score again, and so on. So you get the pattern. You get the pattern of how this is going to go. And you want to know why it's going to go like this? And I haven't felt this confident about a game this season. Unless it's against like Akron or Tulsa or Rutgers. Like teams like that, you feel that confident about. When you get into Big Ten play, a Buckeye fan never gets this confident. But I can feel this confident about this game because this Penn State team is so bad. They lost to Illinois. Okay? In 9 overtimes. It was the worst football game I've ever watched. It was I needed to take a shower after watching that game. It made me feel disgusting. And they lost to Illinois. Yeah, the Buckeyes have a loss too, but that was to an Oregon team who at the time everybody thought was really good. Now, lately, they haven't played that well. I mean, they lost to a bad Stanford team, but that doesn't matter. The Buckeyes control their own destiny. Oregon doesn't matter at this point. So, forget about Oregon. But Penn State lost to Illinois, who is bad. They're not just bad. They are bad. So, Penn State losing in 9 overtime. Yeah, it was the longest college football game in history, but it was also the worst college football game in history. Like, nobody thinks that was a good game. It was garbage 2-point conversion after garbage 2-point conversion, and then it was just, like, disgusting. The worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I had to scrape my eyeballs with, like, sponges to get the dirtiness that I just watched. That's how bad it was. So, that's the team that's coming into the shoe. When you're going up against one of the best, if not the best, offenses right now in the country. CJ Stroud's finally getting the recognition for the Heisman that he deserves. Travion Henderson is finally starting to get a little bit of recognition for the Heisman that he deserves. How are you going to stop that offense with the best wide receiver core in the country? You can't. Not even Penn State can do it. James Franklin doesn't even know what planet he's on right now. If you guys watched his or heard about his interviews that he did this week for the game, he was talking about how we're focused on Illinois, how he's going into the big house this weekend. which if you didn't know, is not the name of the Buckeye Stadium. That's the name of Michigan Stadium. Michigan calls their stadium the Big House. We call ours the Shoe. So James Franklin don't even know what planet he's on. There's all these rumors that he's going to take either the USC job or the LSU job or whatever other big fancy job he wants to take. He's out the door. He's already gone. That's already predetermined. It doesn't matter if he loses to the Buckeyes. It doesn't matter if he loses to whatever other team's on his schedule. He's already out the door. He's not thinking about this game. Don't listen to what he says. He's not thinking about this game. He's already moved past this. He's already trying to recruit teams or players for the other team, whatever job he's going to take. So he's not committed to this. Even if he was, this Penn State team is not good. Their quarterback is not good. Sean Clifford is trash. Like, people somehow think that Sean Clifford is good. Like, what over his career has led you to that realization? He sucked in the Iowa game and got hurt, and people thought they should have won that game, and they probably should have. Iowa's offense is bad too. They probably should have won that game, but people forget Sean Clifford had 2 interceptions before he got hurt in that game. So he was not the best. In the Illinois game, garbage. Like just bad. You cannot play that bad against Illinois and lose. They lost to Illinois. And it took them 9 overtimes, and it was like 20-18, or 18-16, whatever the score was. What kind of, in 2021, okay, in 2021, I can understand back in 1984, having an 18-16, 9 overtime game. That makes sense, because the defenses back then were unbelievable. The offenses were nowhere near what they are now. But in 2021, how can you have the longest game in college football history, probably in just football history? I don't even know if that's a fact or not. Don't look it up. But how can you have the longest game in history and both teams score under 25 points? Huh? How in 2021, with the offenses as high powered as they are, Alabama sneezes and they have 25 points. Ohio State sneezes and they have 25 points. Who thinks Penn State's good? Who thinks Illinois is good? You need to check yourself. You need to check yourself into a mental institution. If you think that one of those teams, if you think Penn State's good. Now, I will give you credit. The people that say, oh, Penn State's good, they always play the Buckeyes tough. Yes. The Penn State-Buckeye matchup is always a tough one, whether it's at Happy Valley or it's in the Shoe. Penn State always plays the Buckeyes tough because the players always feel like there's a chip on their shoulder. They should have recruited me, or they recruited me and then they forgot about me, or I didn't get a scholarship offer. Like, there's always some sort of chip on their shoulder mentality for teams like that. For Penn State, Northwestern, Michigan State, Michigan, all those lower teams. In the Big Ten, there's always that chip on the shoulder type players that play up when you play against a team like the Buckeyes because you feel like you should have been on that team. You feel like you deserved a scholarship from that team. But when you don't get a scholarship from Ohio State, that should tell you something. That you're not on that level. Now, I'm not saying that anybody that doesn't go to Ohio State's not a really good player. That's completely not true. I believe that, obviously, that people that don't go to Ohio State are really good players, obviously. So that's not the point of what I'm saying. I'm saying that Penn State always plays tough against the Buckeyes. Michigan State does the same thing. Michigan does the same thing. Northwestern, Iowa, everybody, they all play. They always give tough games to the Buckeyes. But not this time. Not this time. There's a difference. Those Penn State teams were actually good when they had like Saquon Barkley, and they had Micah Parsons, and they had Trace McSorley. I mean, like, those teams were actually really good and actual threats to the Buckeyes, and even beat the Buckeyes in past games. Not this game. This offensive line for Ohio State is top 2 in the country, if not top 1, like the top team. The running back room is amazing. The quarterback is playing out of his mind. Wide receiver room is crazy, best in the country. Defense is playing better, still not good, like still not Buckeye level, but they're playing better. The corners are okay. Ronnie Hickman's safety is playing really good. I think he leads the team in tackles. I mean, the defense is playing better, but this offense, there's not a lot of teams. Alabama, probably. Other than that, there's really not a lot of teams that can score alongside the Buckeyes. Penn State definitely can't do that. And their defense cannot keep up. So it's going to be a field day. An absolute field day for the Buckeye receivers. CJ Stroud's going to be out in the third quarter. The offense is going to be backups and third string guys because this game is going to be done. Finished. It's just how it's going to happen. So I'm not worried about this game. You guys shouldn't be worried about this game. When we come back tomorrow on Halloween to review this game, I expect to be happy. I expect to be right. And if I'm not, it's going to be a very, very interesting Halloween recap. I will tell you that. So get ready. If something crazy happens, make sure to tune into that recap show because it's going to be wild. That's going to do it for me, though. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I do want to say happy Halloween in advance. I know it's Halloween Eve, I guess, and then tomorrow is going to be actual Halloween when I do the recap show for the Buckeyes. I may still mention Halloween on Monday because obviously it's one day after, and I'll be doing the recap of the Patriots game. So Halloween will still be around for a couple days. I'm not sure if I'm going to dress up this year. I dressed up last year as a actual. I think I made a joke that I was like a contributing member of society or something. I wore my old work uniform or something. So I may dress up if I can find a costume. I don't really have a costume here, so if I have something, I may throw it on. But who knows? But I just want to say happy Halloween. I hope you guys have a happy, safe Halloween. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Make sure to smash this like button, hit that notification bell, join the Juice Club by subscribing. We love to have you. Catch you guys in the next one. Happy Halloween.